Hello ladies, it's Susan here with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. I have a card demonstration for you today. This is using the Happy Birthday Gorgeous stamp set. We're using two new ink colors, the Powder Pink and the Berry Burst. And you're going to be surprised at how I made the flower. So stay tuned for that one. So here we go. So I'm just going to show you how I put this together. And this card is a cased card from a demonstrator in my Oregon-based demonstrator group. So, thank you, Carol, for the idea. Hers wasn't pink, but it was a very similar idea. So, we're going to start with our powder pink ink and our Happy Birthday stamp. So, what I'm going to do is stamp Happy Birthday multiple times on the Whisper White cardstock, which you can see under the vellum is stamped, okay? And then the vellum's going over the top to kind of give it a ghost appearance. So I'm going to start in this corner. So I'm going to ink up my stamp, and I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday. Now it doesn't have to be all on the paper because we're really stamping like a background image. So you see how mine's there? But I am trying to line up the bottom of my Happy Birthday kind of on the bottom edge. So, going from the right to the left. I think I'm going to stand up placement on this. Now with the photopolymer, I can now place just above that Happy Birthday another Happy Birthday. So see how I placed it above my words and in between. So now I'm just going to move to the left and the right and stamp it again. Trying not to have the little R come down overlapping anything. So you kind of work up your page and in between your words here. And if they're not exactly on the same line going across, it's not a big deal. Remember, this is the background image. It's just kind of fun, repetitive wording. Okay, so there is our powder pink and how I stamped that Happy Birthday background. Now I'm going to set that aside for a second, and I'm going to show you how we come up with this flower. So in this set we have balloons, and I have to tell you my favorite balloon is this spotted balloon. So I'm going to stamp it 5 times on my Whisper White sheet here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And while I'm stamping, I'm also going to stamp the flower that I used for the center down at this end. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and snip that flower off so it's not in the way. So now I'm using my balloon punch. Okay, and this balloon image fits in the small balloon punch. Now you could do it in the big balloon punch, but you would end up with a lot of white around it. So I am doing it with the small balloon, and so I'm putting it in, and I'm just going to move right along and punch those out. So 1, 2, 3. So when you stamp them, you don't want them to be too close together, but they don't have to be too far apart either. Okay, for the last one here. 5. Okay, so now I'm just going to get rid of our little scrappy pieces here. We don't need those in our way, and put my balloon punch away. So now I'm going to use glue dots when I assemble that flower. But see how the balloon has that little tag on it? But when we assemble our flower, they're all going to get hidden in the center. So you and I will know that they're balloons, but the receiver of the card will not know. They'll just look at it like a flower. Alright, so there's that. I'm going to put each of those on a glue dot so I don't misplace them. And then they will be ready for me to use when I get to the top layer of the card. Alright, so those are ready. Now I'm going to use my powder pink marker, and I'm just going to color in this flower. And then I'm going to use the paper snips to trim it out. If you wanted a shortcut, you could probably use a 1-inch circle and punch it out, but it wouldn't be exactly a perfect fit. So I'm just going to fussy cut around the edge of my flower with my paper snips. I can remember one of my first stamping experiences and having to fussy cut an image with the paper snips and being impressed with how smooth they cut the paper. It's like they cut through butter like a hot knife. So, a good pair of paper snips is a wonderful thing. Okay, so there's my other piece. So now I'm going to start assembling. Alright, so I've got my card base. I'm going to snail my happy birthday greeting piece to the center of the berry burst mount. And then I'm going to put snail right here in the center. It's going to get covered by that flower, and I'm just going to layer the vellum, which is cut to the same size, right on the top. Okay? Now, I'm going to take these balloons that we made and start layering them in the center or off center, doesn't really matter. 1, 2. I'm just going to go right around, and I'm just putting the tips of those balloons together. 3 and 5. Alright, so there's that. Then I'm going to take a dimensional and pop up my flower in the center of the whole balloon mess there. There we go. Okay. Then that's getting, I'm using a large rhinestone in the center of my flower here. I just thought it needed a little extra pop. So, of course, you could always not add that, but I did. Then I'm using this little tiny stamp, Happy Birthday, from this set, and adding that. This time I'm going to add on the left-hand side. Now be careful when you stamp on your vellum that you don't smudge it. Okay, and it's going to take it a little time to dry, so let it sit. And then I'm just going to snail that right to the front of my card, and we are done. So, as you can see, it's a light enough card so you don't have to line it, and there we go. Now on the envelope, you have a multitude of ideas you could do here. You could do the balloon again, or the flower. I'm actually going to do a little of both, so I'm going to stamp a couple of these, just like we did on the front there, and put that like that. So maybe you can't see it that well. You could do something different. Just something on your envelope to give a little bit of tie-in for that. So pretty simple card. Nice use of vellum, two-tone pinks. No big shot machine, so nice and easy. And a lot of you can get more use out of that balloon punch that you will have. So I hope you enjoyed it. Again, all my details will be on my blog with the video, the pictures, the recipe. So don't hesitate looking it up and using it. Enjoy. And happy stamping. Until next time. Bye-bye.